All right, well, I'm just gonna keep using this camera because we're running low on battery, and naturally we have no chargers.
No, I don't think I have a power pack for that.
So that's okay. We'll just get as far as we can. And we're gonna be real serious about this. We're just gonna get what you get. You're not looking. We're not even in the frame right now. We're just living our life. You're gonna get what you're gonna get, and you're not gonna throw a fit. People are gonna appreciate us. They're gonna say things like, "You're so." What are they gonna say? What's the condescending thing that people think is a compliment?
Can I run this over to it?
You're so unique.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah. You're really unique.
I know a better word than that. We're spacing it. No, because I don't have any. I'm missing the little box that the cord plugs into to plug into that.
Oh, it has to be with C.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have a box for the Samsung charger,
Yeah.
but we don't have a box for the Apple charger, and the Apple phone is dead. Those are our new clocks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
Megan. So starting on the body, because I don't want to mess it up.
This is the same as everything.
It's higher up, right?
Yeah, around
so
the neck.
I won't mess it.
The Pomeranian, like a lion trim, goes from the shoulder blade back.
Okay.
A fox trim is more smooth, so it goes up from the cheeks.
So there's like nothing left, right? It's just like
Yeah.
okay. So I don't need to worry about taking too much off.
Yeah, no.
And then do I go down the legs or just stop at the knees?
What are you doing, a 5?
Yeah.
I would do a 5 on the
Yeah,
legs.
5,
It's long
yeah.
enough.
Or a 5 all over or no?
I would do a 5 on the legs too.
Okay.
It's long enough.
Perfect.
It might be, well, they might look a little skinny, but you'll be okay. It's like a 4, it's one of those tricky areas where the 5 might be a smidge short, but the 4 is not going to make a difference.
Okay. I know I was able to practice a lot on the doodles we had yesterday because it was 5 on the body and 4 on the legs. So I was trying to kind of. It was making sense. I'm like, I see why Megan does.
It's
this.
just a smidge.
Exactly. No,
But it, like,
does
really
make a
changes.
difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does change things, especially when they got bigger bodies.
Right.
And in my
exactly.
opinion, it hides the lumpiness of the legs more.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I hate doing short doodle feet. They're like cockers. They got all that hair in there.
Right,
It's just always
yeah.
kind of rough around the edges. Like, you just need the little bit of movability. So, now that we're talking about scissoring doodles on our cat
I
grooming
was
video,
about to say. I appreciate you explaining it to me.
I'm sure they do too.
Scissoring and blowjobs. Come on, guys.
I know.
Really?
Let's see
Best look
scissors
we've ever had, though, right
and
there.
blowouts. I know, she really is. Gold star for this cat. She's
Seriously,
a nice girl.
she's putting up with a lot of crap.
So we're gonna start shaving her, and we're gonna get as far as we can because my phone's about to die. So we'll see where it cuts off is where the phone's gonna die. You never know; it might make it the whole way. So I'm shaving this cat in a number 7 blade. That's about 1/8 of an inch all over. If you are new to cat grooming, you're probably gonna be like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! You cannot use a 7 on a cat!" And I'm gonna be like, "Blow me," because I've been doing this for 20 years. I know I'm young and beautiful looking, aren't I? But yes, almost 20 years. So, back in the day when I didn't know what I was doing, I would never think to run a 7 over a cat because everybody told me that I would hurt the cat. But over the years, I have learned how to groom cats pretty well. So, I will do a 7, a 5, a 3. I'll even do a clip comb on a cat. I groom cats the same way as dogs. The difference with a cat, the skin is much different. You're not going to drag this into the cat's skin by any means. Delicate, light, and smooth. Do not dig. Do not dig. To be honest though, I really should not say this now. I should wait till the end. But I've never actually cut a cat with a number 7. But I'll tell you, I'd be hamburger grease making them look like hamburger meat. That came out wrong. With a 10, and I think it's because with the 10, that's a 1/16 of an inch. That's a real tight shave, like felt. And I feel like I use more pressure and I stretch the skin more to get it smoother. And I feel like that's when I actually have the problems. When I'm stretching the skin, it creates these micro, like, ridges, if you will. I don't think that's an appropriate description for that, and it'll create these, like, micro tears in the skin. And then you're like, ah! I find more of that issue with a number 10 than a number 7. And I think it's because the number 7 slides through better. It's just a little bit extra hair for workability. It blends off a little bit nicer so you don't quite have the big nubbins on the arms. Here's another thing that's special to me. I don't shave cat legs. That's a preference, but I just don't do it. Unless the cat's like a freak of nature nice. Like this cat, I might shave her front legs, but she already bit me, so I would say probably not. So that's kind of how I would discern that. When I check the cat in, if it's a new cat and they wanted the legs trimmed, I would say we'll see how the rest of the groom goes. If I can safely manage your cat without it beating me up, then I'll attempt the legs. But if I have to scrap your cat, I'm not doing the legs, and here's why. You got me all the way messed up if you think for 1 second I'm putting myself in that vulnerable position. All that cat has to do is grab onto you, and it is just going to tag your hand until it decides to let go. So, no, thank you. I'm going to do what I can. In literally all the years I've done this, nobody's ever complained. Now, maybe they don't come back, but that's fine. I'd rather somebody find the best groomer for them, the best style for them, and the best situation for them. So I honestly don't take that personal. I just think this is how I like to groom the cat. So I'm gonna do number 7. She's a short-haired cat, so we're not gonna leave much of a line trim. We're gonna blend it pretty smoothly. This is kind of what I call the Q-tip trim, and I do not like pet names for haircuts because then somebody's gonna go ask somebody else for the Q-tip trim, and they're not gonna know what the hell that means. So I don't typically label my haircuts, but if I was going to, that's what I call this because they look like Q-tips because there's really not much left. So it's just a little puff on the top and a little puff on the bottom. And so it's like, you know, the little ends. So that's what I would call that. If you need a label, some people need the labels, teddy bear, lion, whatever the fuck. I don't need the label, but that's just me. So a lion trim would start farther back here. Now, caveat to that is some people have preference. So I do typically ask if they wanted a lion trim. I would say do like a full mane, do like a shorter mane. Do you want your mane up around the collar or below the collar? Do you want it to taper into the chest? So even though we're just doing a lion trim, there is still a lot of finesse and individuality associated with that. But on this cat, it's just gonna be a quick, smooth 7 all over. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna be real gentle. I do shave cats myself. If I need help, I'll get help, but I don't typically need help because I'm just nice about it. Might need another 7 though. No, another 7. Yeah. I don't know if it's these clippers or this blade, but I noticed it when I was doing Trixie too. Like it just wasn't, I wasn't vibing with it. I was like,
Is that the darker one where it's like?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, it's got to be that blade because
yeah, I think it is.
I was sitting here. So here's a good rule of thumb. If all your blades are messed up, it's probably your clippers.
That's a,
And if just one blade doesn't work, and then you try another one and it works, it's probably the blade. Another quick rule of thumb, like if I didn't like that 7, but I was curious about the cause, I could put it on a different pair of clippers. You know, like here, Amanda, you try this. If it works on Amanda's clippers and not mine, it's probably not the blade, probably the clippers. Good, see? We're just doing a nice, even pressure. I'm sure you'd like some money shots of what my hands are doing, and for that, I'm sorry. I mean, I guess at this point we could zoom in, don't you think?
yes.
You want to zoom in real quick,
I
Amanda?
definitely.
There, Amanda's going to help us. There's other people here, that's what I'm talking to. Not just my personalities. There's plenty of those, too, that we could talk to, though.
The only problem is that you're on the other side, so you can't quite, like.
Oh, it's okay if I'm not fully in it. I don't need to be fully in it. I'm not in most of them.
There we go.
I really hope I don't watch these all back and see, like, fat hanging off my back and
Oh, shut up.
look like I have a
Are you
wedgie.
kidding me? Whatever, that's what.
People are going to be like, why is this girl wearing the same outfit in 13 videos? Because when I have a productive streak, we make the frickin' most of it,
No,
okay?
you notice that on TikTok a lot too. I think it's hilarious. So I'll see like 20 videos of literally them wearing the same shirt doing TikTok.
Do they have
videos.
makeup on? Because
Well,
I'll tell
usually
you,
guys more than girls.
I was going to say, because I'll tell you right
now.
now, if it was like a good makeup day, I'd definitely be trying to make content.
Dude, for real.
Because, girl, you know,
I know. When you got a good makeup day, it makes
like, let's go. Everybody's got to see
I'm
it.
never taking this off.
Every time I do my makeup, I'm like, you are a beautiful creature. You should take better care of yourself.
I know.
And then the next day, I'm like, I don't need makeup to define who I am as a woman. And then I put it on, and I'm like, you're beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I'm the same exact way. I'm like, why did I stop doing this? I look so good.
I know. I'm like, let's go to the gas station so other people can see.
I'm gonna go walk around. Go to the gas station. Get your blood back.
Shit, girl, I'll just go to QT to use the bathroom just to be seen. I don't even need to buy anything.
I think I see that. It's like you-
Practice my runway walk. And Well, the old QT, well, it sounds like the QT by my house. You don't live there anymore. My house burned down, and I had to move. But the QT by my house, ooh, it was ghetto.
Yeah.
It was ghetto. So, you'd really feel good about yourself. Because it's like there's a lot of homeless people and vagrants and drug abusers,
When I worked, what I did, the grooming in the trailer, we were right there off 23rd Street and Cactus, and that QT right there.
Yeah.
Man. That's where I filled up the gym. I know, right? There were plenty of people that would come up and.
Girl, I know exactly where that is. That's where we moved first. I used to stay on 44th Street in Greenway.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved there first.
I know exactly where that is. Okay.
I went to Whispering Wind. Yeah. Yeah, I went to Whispering Wind. We stayed on the east side for a long time, and then in high school, my dad moved us over the west side.
Well, the west side wasn't like everything's built.
There was nothing over here.
Yeah, exactly. There wasn't really much. Because my grandparents also, when they moved over here, they were all on the east side.
I swear I'll be west side till I die.
Oh, me too.
West side
I'm
till
all
I
about west
die.
side.
I don't know. If you're not from Arizona, it's kind of hard to know.
Yeah.
But I just feel like on the west side of the valley, there's not as much pretension. Like, that's where all the cowfolk live and stuff. So, they're just regular people.
Yeah.
But they're very successful people, but you never know it. So you don't feel like shit. There's not a lot of ostentatious flaunting and things like that. Whereas, on the East Valley, it's a lot more like social media wealth, if you will. A lot more keeping up with the Joneses, a lot more labelism and consumerism. A different atmosphere, On the East Valley, they definitely treat you different if you don't put on makeup and do the things. But in the West Valley, you can show up however you want because you don't know who's a millionaire in the West Valley. You don't know. They matter. Well, it really doesn't anyway, right? I mean, that's the real crux of it, too. Is it shouldn't matter who the millionaires are. They got the big cubic rings and the Louis bag and, like, a folding table in their cookie cutter home, So, I don't know. I just feel like the vibe of the west side of town is just the more hustling mentality. We're more the ones that are, like, working together, the entrepreneurship kind of. And I'm sure they got that over there too, but I don't know, it's just the vibe. The west side vibe is just west side till I die. I don't know what to say. West side till I die. Now I live on the north side, and let me tell you guys, I stick out. I stick out.
Yeah.
People be asking me, where's your accent from? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Dude, I've
lived in Arizona since I was 9.
I'm like, I was born and raised here.
And then I'm like, oh, the ghetto. That's what you're hearing. I'm a little hood. There's a little twang in my voice. There we go. So, I will tell you, back to cat grooming, even if we're still recording. The only place you're really going to want to be careful with this is down the front of the chest. Light pressure just to remove the hair because you can mess up the front leg. So, if you're going to be bold and use a number 7 on your cat, the main place to really be careful is the front. You'll see me moving this cat's head around a lot. I'm not squeezing, I'm just moving the head. So, don't be alarmed, I'm not choking her out. I'm going to bring this elbow up and I'm going to shave out. Always out. Less likely to slice something off that way. Always out, always out, always out. Also, now we're going down because we're getting in the belly. Gentle. Right here under that elbow, you better be gentle. You better hold your breath, honey. Because that's where you'll slice them and dice them. I don't know what it is about that area, but you won't even feel it. And you'll go back to comb the feet out, and there'll be a giant hole. And you're like, hey, what in the hell happened here? Very careful there. Very careful. Let me come to the other side. Sorry. It's like, what do you want to see? You want to learn how to groom the cat? You're going to have to deal with my butt. I don't know what to say. So, I'm going to slide her over here. We're going to slide her over here. Well, the problem is like...
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Here, okay, so We're gonna pick this elbow up. Very gentle. Out. Very gentle. We are not digging. We are just letting the clippers move the hair. She's gonna bite me right now. Don't feel alarmed. She don't like this. She has a little bit of arthritis. Good. Right here, we're gonna go down. Be very careful. We still got some hair in this pit, so we're gonna bring that foot back up. Really careful right through here. Do not ever dig at a mat on a cat. Don't ever dig the mats out on a cat, just go shorter. I don't care if you have to scalp that cat in a number 40 surgical blade. You do not dig the mats on a cat. You just don't. You do not know what you're digging. Right here specifically, we're going to be very careful not to push in. This is what I'm saying. This area right here, do not push in. Do not. You'll fuck them up. Right here, do not push in. Very delicate. Delicate pressure. Good job. Good girl. See that? And notice, I've groomed this cat completely by myself. You don't need someone to sit here and beat up your cats for you, okay? You don't need to slam them into submission, right? This cat is free on her own volition. She's just hanging out. Because I haven't given her any reason to run. She might not like it, but I'm not being a dick about it, right? You don't have to be mean to them, okay? You can just be nice. Don't be afraid. You know, the way I look at it, the worst thing this cat can do is bite me. Okay, I've been bit before. Here I am, right? So, yeah, it'll hurt. It'll scare the shit out of me, but I could do way more damage to this cat than it's going to do to me here. On accident, honestly. And this cat's not going to come in here and just beat me up. She's going to react to something that I've been doing to her, you know? Oh, I don't like that. Please don't pull my legs out from under me, right? Those are all reasonable things to make a cat react. I don't know her. She's not my friend. So it's like, why would she allow me to do this to her? Got to be considerate of the animals. There you go. So, this is where we lose them. Even the best cats, you always lose them here. Always on the back legs. I'm going to move my tray so I have better workability. I was trying to make it look nice, okay? We were trying. We tried. We tried for the aesthetic. All right, we did. I'm not even going to pretend we didn't. Don't forget to drink the water. My homeboy's going to be like, you're such a good friend. You be plugging my business more than your own. I will really advertise anybody else's business way more than my own. Whoop. So, you always lose them on the back legs. You want to go real quiet, and I kind of try to wiggle it down. She's not going to give it. Be patient. It's scary. I think this is more of a survival instinct, to be honest with you, because it's something even the best cat freaks out for. To me, I think, Ajax, go away. I think that it's a survival thing because they know how important those back legs are to getting away. And I think that's why that ultimate, they just won't give you that level of vulnerability. Especially here, you know? There's all these dogs running around. We've stretched them, we've pulled them. And I just think, just the mid of those back legs, that's just asking just a little too much of a cat. So, we do the best we can. Move her around, pick her up. And if I cannot get it done on my own, then I will have someone to help me. Ah, there she goes. She's going to bite me again, so I'm going to put her down. Because she's not a biter. So listen to her cues. Why is she biting you? You're making her uncomfortable. Try another way, right?
I think I'm in the middle here. I'm almost wrong. Yeah, I have to. So you're fine.
So I just have very minimal left over. I just have to really do the belly and the inside of the back legs. And then she'll be done. But aha, we got it. Look it. Be gentle. See? She'll give it up eventually.
You did that on purpose. You would tell me that for something on purpose. They know where to be. Don't go. It's not.
Go. Just looking for any little ugly spots over here on the back before I get back into it. Kind of giving her a break off that stuff that she's afraid of. Huh. Consideration is key. Huh. Goes a long way. Hey, Amanda, real quick, will you help me just get through these back legs? I just want to quick get through these legs. If you'll just roll this cat on her side for me.
Yeah.
I barely have anything left in here. She was so good.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm going
No, you're good. I just literally called out when I heard you talking back there, so it's not your fault. So we're gonna just push her to the side, roll the hips under, and we're just gonna lay her down. She don't need to be scrubbed. She's real nice. Scrub the real sweet. Hold on.
You got you.
Hold on.
We got you. Okay. You got the best person ever to get rid of this hair, okay? She won't hurt you. I know.
She got that weird.
Yeah.
Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Now I'm gonna come up. Now you have to be very careful here with the number 7, because you'll notice.
Oh, she can never win me.
You did that to me too. Watch out.
That was so cute.
Yeah, right? Like all of a sudden you just feel this little bite, and you're like, oh, she bit me.
My cat is not that bad. She will straight up tear me up.
Yeah, isn't that the cutest little bite?
She was. She's just like, oh, excuse me. Look, I got little pink marks.
Yeah, right?
Don't let anything
Just
harm.
enough. Isn't that funny?
Okay. Just take my legs.
I'm really just almost done too. Like that. And these ones, you just always have to be careful really don't fit. So we're gonna go under. Always under. They don't like to go over. They don't appreciate
Oh, okay, okay.
that. Right to the side. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta
I see
think
what
about
you're
the
saying.
little
Well,
things,
it's funny
right?
because it took me a minute, so I'm like, what are you? I'm not sure what this.
Because the cat's not gonna want you to roll it past its back.
That makes sense.
But it won't mind if you tuck it back down to belly and then pop it back up over. So, our last bit of hair. Come on. Now, I just let her do what she wants to do until she relaxes, and then I pull up. So, I'm not yanking on this cat right now. She's moving me around. And that's fine because I can still get what I need. Hold on.
Okay, I know. You let me know. You tell me.
And this is going to be our last swipe, just right here back by the elk. And that's it. So, that's that. We got our cat nice and shaved. So, what's left? We're just going to round out the head. I like to use my little chunkers. These aren't really little, these are pretty big. But. And we're just going to round out the head. We'll blend off the little elbows real quick. And then she's good to go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, oh, she's beautiful. And then look at that. Piece of cake, piece of pie. No violence, no drama, no chaos. Just a nice little old lady cat. We're going to dust her up a little bit. But they don't want to take that hair back home, right? Give myself a little dust. Alright. There is texture on this haircut. That is one of the downsides to doing a longer trim on a cat, is there will be a degree of texture associated with it. I just try to get it all to go in the same direction, okay? Don't make it look like hell. Try to get all the lines to go together. I call it uniform chopping. Make it all look the same. If it all looks fucked up together, then it doesn't look fucked up at all. I'm gonna make that a t-shirt.
It's all fucked up together. It doesn't look fucked up.
It's true. If the whole thing's just all fucked up, you're gonna be like, oh, it must have supposed to be that way. But I mean, really though, it sounds rude, but reason yourself with it. If you got one side of this cat that's liney, choppy, and looking like hell, they're gonna notice that. But if there's just kind of a general degree of texture, is what we call it, texture, choppiness, texture, then it's not gonna be as obvious to the owner, right? And the most important thing to do, if you think that the haircut is not as smooth as you would like, tell them. I tell people, hey, it's not as smooth as I would like, but guess what? Your cat's not bleeding. Or I had to go a little shorter, but this. Or, you know, with my poodle puppy, he didn't really like the head. So I did the best I could, but it's not perfect today. I communicate to my clients what I'm not happy with, because then they don't have to call me back. If you could tell them that something looks funny, they don't have to tell you. But if you could take responsibility, they're not going to look any farther than what you showed them. More often than not, I'll tell you, the people don't care.
No.
I tell everybody, like this cat owner, I'd be like, it's a little uneven. I don't know, I'm not really happy with it, but you might not notice. Let me know if you don't like it. If you want me to try again, I'll try again. And most of them go, what are you even talking about? Because if you just take ownership, they're not going to go looking for the problems, because they're going to know you took ownership of them.